dealing with 9.3, we're just going to be posting from the purchases journal. Now, it's going to be a few things we need to post. And so we want to talk about, these accounts and how we're going to deal with them. Okay? So when we're looking at the purchase journal, we kind of use Win Lighting as its first example in 9.2. Okay? When we make a entry into the purchases journal, we write a vendor's name here, correct? And when we write this vendor name, we are accounts payable credit to them, meaning we are increasing the amount of money we owe them. Okay? So when it talks about down here, each entry in the purchase journal affects this vendor and the account payable or the account credit account. Okay? That each amount on the line we need to post to the vendor's account payable ledger. Okay? Why we post these? We try to post them as frequently as we can so that if they were to call your office, you can answer the phone and go, yes, you owe this. Or look on your computer and go, yes. Or the database on the computer, they don't need to call. They can just look up their bill. Okay? And so we want to be posting frequently. It helps try to get our people to pay on time. All right? So we'll go into the ledger, okay? And the P, I guess the P stands for the purchase journal, the page number. We're going to go into the accounts payable subsidiary ledger, find the vendor, and post in there. You will put P11 for the page number from the purchases journal. Again, when we're going to the vendor, there is only a credit balance because if we get it paid off, it'll be zero. Okay, there will be no debit, but we will have debits and credits here. Credits when we purchase things on account and debits when we pay things on account. Okay, when we pay it off. Okay, this just kind of talks about how you're posting all that, and they have all the steps. Okay, you put the accounts payable credit to that vendor. Okay, it's not just going to the account payable general ledger account, it's going to the vendor too, right? Hopefully you understand that. Okay, so we're putting that in there, adding it to the other balance, or we're subtracting it when we have debits. When we total these, so if you have a list of your purchases of merchandise this month, when we total these, we will get a number. Okay? When we get this total filled out, and I just talk about totaling it there, you put the last day of the month, the word total, right? And then single rule, double rule, which we don't do. Okay? But you're just going to total this. Now, where we post this is going to come up. Remember, when we talked about special amount columns, cash, debit, cash credit, and sales, those were ones that we had special amount columns last semester, right? And we posted sales to accounts receivable, just like we're posting accounts payable credit to the vendor. But these totals we'll have to post. And so with this column, we have two totals. Even though we only have one number, we have two places to post it. Does that make sense? We have to post it to the purchases debit. So we go to the purchases account and post the purchases debit. And then we also have to post to accounts payable. We also have to post to the accounts payable credit. So we'll put that second. Okay? We'll do the debit first in purchases. Keep adding the debit to the debit. Again, general ledger balances have two columns. The subsidiary only have one. Then we'll post the accounts payable. So when we make an entry, we will post individually to the vendor so that they can get their balances as quickly updated as possible, in theory, right? Okay, so we'll post individually to the vendor, and then when we post the totals, we will post them to these special amount columns, purchases, and accounts payable. Okay? What do I got down here? I should probably show you. Total amount of the purchases in two journals, purchases, accounts payable, purchase the debit, accounts payable increases with the credit. Saying you guys know those things. Okay? Are you guys okay with posting? We're going to post each line individually to the vendor and we're going to post the total to purchases, and we're going to post the total to accounts payable. And they have all the steps. If you wanted to follow those arrows, they always have all the steps. Okay, and this talks about business. That's it. We're going to post.